What is up, everybody? We have a special edition. It's not really live before lock. I guess we'd call it recorded before lock of the Sorare playoff. The game week tips off tonight. We've got the two playing games. We've got Minnesota taking on the Lakers. We've got the Miami Heat taking on the Hawks. And then tomorrow night, we'll have Raptors and Bulls. We'll also have Oklahoma City Thunder and the New Orleans Pelicans. And then we have every team playing one game this weekend. So it's a little tricky figuring out the best way to attack this game week slate, but we're going to give it a go. We're also not going to be using projections for this weekend. Just vibes, no projections. We're still waiting to see like how different platforms like Momentum Labs and Sorare Data are going to use projections as we get into it. But I just kind of wanted to take you through my thought process, looking at the two playing games, strategy, all of that stuff. So we'll take a few minutes to get through that. Also, at the end of the video, we will announce the winners of the playoff Twitter giveaway that we did. We have a Rudy Gobert rare. We've got an Andrew Wiggins. We got a Maxey rare. And then the fourth one, oh my gosh, what was it? A Sabonis limited. So get excited for that. We're going to take a look at the slate now. So the first thing we're going to do here, I'll share a screen. We'll pull up a little Sorare. You can see the beautiful, oh, look at the playoff stuff. So the first thing I think we have to decide as a team, as a unit, if you will, are you valuing the playing games a little bit more than the playing games in the first round of the playoffs? So I think a key point to remember is this is basketball, not baseball, right? So it is not cumulative score. So just because, say, the Pelicans win their game against the Thunder, and then they win the loser of the Lakers and Wolves game, and then all of a sudden that means your Pelicans are playing 3 games. That doesn't necessarily mean you get a massive advantage. I think I'm going to use that as a tiebreaker like I've done before, right? So if you have a superstar like somebody like Ja Morant or Nikola Jokic or Giannis or whoever, where you know you're only going to get one game out of them, I still think obviously they are playable because we are in the playoffs now. You don't have to worry about somebody sitting, knock on wood. They should be good to go, ready, ramped up, going to be playing extra minutes. We're less likely to see massive blowouts. So I think you can still go with them if they only have one game. However, if you do think someone like Brandon Ingram, who's like a level below all of those top tier studs, right? But if you do get 3 games from somebody like Brandon Ingram, or, you think the Wolves lose tonight because they don't have Rudy Gobert, which is something we need to talk about. But then they beat the winner of the Pelicans Thunder game and then get into the first round. They're also going to be playing 3 games. So somebody like Karl-Anthony Towns or Anthony Edwards all of a sudden become a pretty sharp play. So the first thing let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves situation here. So Rudy Gobert, punch Kyle Anderson, not great, Bob. That's not exactly what we're looking for teammates. And the Minnesota Timberwolves have decided to suspend him for 1 game, which means he will not be playing tonight against the Los Angeles Lakers. They also lost Jaden McDaniels, their defensive superstar, because he punched a wall. Now, what does that mean? That means they're down 2 starters. They're down 2 starters. They're playing against a big team in Anthony Davis, LeBron James down low. So, like Karl-Anthony Towns obviously becomes a great play. Anthony Edwards obviously becomes a great play. But let's take a look over on Sorare to find what are some of these plays. Ooh, look at this. This is fun. How about this setup? Some of those plays, right? So let's go over to the manager sales, if you will. So let's look at Karl-Anthony Towns. Now, Towns and Edwards were probably already expensive for being good basketball players. However, let's see if they've gotten a big price jump here. Let's see if they've gotten a big price. How many Carls are there? Do we have a lot of Carls in the league? Right now, we see him going for a low ask of 206. This is rare. Let's look at limited. Let's relax. Let's look at limited. It's not just rare. So he's got a $53. Wow, $53 for Towns here. Let's look at Ant-Man himself. Let's spell Anthony Edwards correctly, though. The Ant-Man, he has a low ask of, what is it, 55. So we're really valuing him. Now, let's take a look at who we think are the first plug-and-play guys. So, right, Kyle Anderson already plays 30-plus minutes a game, so I'm not really too interested in him. I think his cap is 34 right now. That's not as exciting. However, when McDaniels and Rudy went down, because we get a good, like McDaniels only played a quarter, maybe a little bit more than the first quarter in that game against the Pelicans, and Rudy Gobert played 13 minutes, I believe it was. was. So let's take a look at Torian Prince, because Prince ended up playing 35 minutes in that game off the bench. Prince is a defender. We know they're going to need some wings to be thrown at LeBron. Torian Prince is a cap of 14 and a price of 17. I kind of like Prince. Like Prince, not my favorite player in the world. He's a really good defender, spotty three-point shooter here and there. But I think with a cap of 14, and this is the thing that we're going to learn as we move through the playoffs, we're not going to get a lot of those, you know, so-and-so is sitting to rest. So now all of a sudden, like, we're not getting Peyton Pritchard triple doubles this game week, right? You're going to have, like, the value is going to be harder to find than ever. So I think when we find someone like Torian Prince with a cap of 14, even if he only gets one game playing 30 plus minutes, I feel like there's a good shot there that he, like, at least exceeds that cap of 14 value. Now, if we want to go big brain, and this one has a little bit more risk to it, the Lakers are big. Anthony Davis, LeBron, they're going to have to throw bigs at them. They do not have Rudy Gobert. Karl Anthony Towns is not a good big defender. Naz Reid broke his wrist, so he's not playing. The last, like, traditional big that they have here is Nathan Knight. Nathan Knight, who can be like a pretty solid fantasy point per minute guy. He's got a cap of 6. Now, this truly is a dart throw. I think this is a play if you were like, I don't like Torian Prince. I need to save a little cap so I can jam in some of the other guys that I know are going to play like 35 plus minutes. I can see it. I can see it here. Let's see. What did he do in that last game? So he didn't even get in the court. So this, again, risky. But if you're like, I'm not playing up for Towns, I want to be able to fit somebody else in there. He becomes, I don't know. I think he's a solid play. The other Timberwolf, the two Wolf guards that I wanted to take a look at in case they go small, which I don't really think they will. Jordan McLaughlin has benefited from being a good backup point guard, but also from Jalen Noel missing some time. You see Jordan McLaughlin here as a cap of 12. He's dirt cheap as well at only $3. And who knows? You probably are getting 2 shots at the Wolves. Well, you're guaranteed to get 2 shots at the Wolves, right? If they win, you get them in the first round of the playoffs. If they lose, you get them against OKC or New Orleans. So Jordan McLaughlin, I think, is fine. We have to pay attention to the Jalen Noel news. I haven't seen anything. What's actually his? Not Jatlin, it's Jalen. Let's look at Jalen's price point here. We've got, there we go. Cap of 19. That cap's too high. I think I'd rather take a shot at Jordan, McLaughlin, Torian Prince. I'd probably rank my Wolves like this: Ant-Man, Karl Anthony Towns, and then there's a big drop. And then it's probably Torian Prince, Jordan McLaughlin, Nathan Knight, Jalen Noel. Nathan Knight, the thing about Nathan Knight is that cap of 6 allows you to do just a little bit more, right? And that is what is exciting about that type of play. So looking at the Eastern Conference playing tonight, we've got the Hawks hanging on the Heat. Trae Young has historically been really bad against the Heat. We can even go back and look at the Hawks and Heat when they played each other in the playoffs recently. And I mean, the good news of playing someone like Trae is in that matchup, in that 7-8 matchup, even if they lose, you're going to get a second game against either Toronto or Chicago, which he should be able to exploit a little bit more easily. So, and even on the Heat side of things, right? If Jimmy Butler, maybe if they casually just smoke Atlanta, you know you're still getting a second game from him in the round 1 matchup. Looking at Toronto and Chicago, I still think like DeRozan and Levine and Vooch are all fine plays. And even if you only get one game, I mean, whatever, as long as they put up a big score, it does provide a little bit more risk. Same thing on the Toronto side of things, like Siakam, Scotty Barnes, Fred VanVleet. All of those guys become a little bit scary if you're only going to get one game out of them. But still, if that's like your best play, that's your best play. All right, let's take a look at my lineups here. This is what I am rolling out here in this first game week. Let me share that screen, baby. All right, here we go. And I'm excited to fire this one in here. Here we go. And we are sharing screen. There we go. No, this one. Bang. Nope, this one. Bang. All right, here we go. This is what I got upcoming. So I am rolling with this squad here. We are rolling with my limited contender. We got Cam Johnson, only one game, right? This is just because I had limited options. I didn't put a lot of effort into this one. Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, Terrence Mann, Dario Saric. Maybe we get 2 games out of Saric. Maybe we get 2 games out of Achua. Whatever, not my favorite. Limited champ, however, we got Sabone Bone, 1 game of him, hopefully a couple games of Fred VanVleet, 2 games of Gabe Vincent, 1 game of De'Aaron Fox, and 1 game of Dorian Finney-Smith. The rare contender, though, this is the one that I was excited about. I was struggling with. We're rolling out Karl Anthony Towns, which I know I'm getting 2 games out of. Jalen Williams, who I'm hopefully getting 2 or 3 games out of. Gabe Vincent, who I'm getting 2 games out of. Torian Prince at least 2. And then Malik Beasley at least 2. So that is kind of how I'm approaching that. If I don't have superstars who are guaranteed to play, who are playing one game, if I don't have like, what's a good example? A Giannis, right? And it's these like middle level guys. I want as many shots on target as possible. So that's why I rolled with someone like Gabe Vincent, who I know is getting a couple of games. Malik Beasley guaranteed at least 2. Same thing with Torian Prince and Karl-Anthony Towns. And then Jalen Williams. That was just like my best play in that range, right? And then when I threw a rare champ together, but obviously I don't have a champ. Maxi, who we're giving away momentarily. Keegan Murs, Max Reese, Io DeSumo, and then Wenyan Gabriel. Obviously, that team is Garbaggio. So I'm more excited about the rare contender. So anyways, that is how I'm approaching the playoffs. I hope that was somewhat insightful. But more importantly, we got to give some stuff away. I appreciate everyone who participated in the giveaway that we did over on Team Hold. And if you haven't, listen, if this is you're new to Team Hold, maybe you're just finding us. We do giveaways like this all the time. So stay tuned to that sweet, sweet action that we've got coming at you. We will have an actual live before lock next time for game week 2. But because this was the first time with the playoffs, I wanted to do something a little bit different here. All right. So our winners, baby, of the Andrew Wiggins. Well, this will work our way up. You know what I'm saying? We'll work our way up. We'll start with Wiggs, who hopefully is playing basketball again, right? Hopefully he's coming back. We'll start with Wiggs. And this is a limited card. So we'll do Wiggins limited card first. And here we go. Our winner is Santa's Boys. He's been in the Team Hold streets since Sorare NBA kicked off. So Santa's Boys, congratulations on your Andrew Wiggins. We love to see it. We're now going to move on to Domantas Sabonis is going to be our next W here. This is a limited card again. And this winner is at Zaf Pinto. Tassos Zaf. TASSOSZAF at Zaf Pinto. Clearly, he's rooting for the Bucks based on his Giannis gift reply. He is getting second place. By second place, I mean Domantas Sabonis. That was rude to Sabonis. It's not second place. It's our second winner, if you will. All right, so that's Domantas Sabonis. Our third winner, getting a rare Rudy, which would have been a fantastic play this game week because we would have gotten at least 2 games from Rudy. However, Rudy knocked somebody or attempted to knock out Kyle Anderson. Our next winner is Andre13_TS at ANDRII 13_TS. Sounds like Top Shot. He's rooting for the Warriors. You did not win a Warriors. You won a Rudy. And our last winner. This is for a Tyrese Maxey. Also happen to be a Sixers fan, or at least they think the Sixers are going to win the chip. It is at El Shadow with the 4. El Shadow at ELSH4DOW. You are taking home the Tyrese Maxey rare card. Shout out to everybody that participated in that. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys have enjoyed the regular season. I'm excited for the postseason, excited to not have to watch the Houston Rockets anymore. But I do think the scoring is going to be a lot trickier here as we dive into the playoffs, but I hope you guys are ready. Make sure you join the Discord. Follow all of the links. Leave us a comment. Do all of this stuff. Make us famous. You know what I mean? I appreciate everybody tuning in. We will be back soon. We're out.